Whether it's something you do every day or once in a blue moon, delivering bad news is never easy. Here are 5 scenarios, each depicting one of 5 steps in the process of giving bad news. Following this process will help you deliver the news, help you to look after the person who is going to get it, and look after yourself too. So, what is bad news? Obviously this is subjective. What is bad news to one person may be good news to another. Really, the only person who can decide if it's bad is the receiver. Step 1 is about preparing. Take a few minutes to gather your thoughts before you have to break the news. Breathe. Find a quiet, private space, somewhere you won't be interrupted. It's a good idea to have a colleague with you, someone who can be there as an extra support to you and to the person getting the news. Make sure you know all of the relevant facts and have all the relevant information to hand. For example, recent history, test results, treatment options, etc. The second step is about person-to-person connection and human kindness. Take a bit of time. It's really important to make a personal connection here. Tell them your name if they don't already know it. Sit down with the person. It's easier to break bad news if you're building on what the person already knows or suspects. So begin by asking them what they know. For example, with a person who has had some tests, tell me, what do you know about the tests you've been having? Then, step 3 is about actually breaking the news. Start by giving a warning shot to allow the person to prepare themselves. Yes, your test results have come back, and I'm sorry, but the news isn't as good as we'd like. Avoid jargon. Break the news gently and slowly, using simple and clear language. For example, I'm sorry to have to tell you that it looks like you are in the early stages of dementia. Bad news can feel like a stomach punch. People who are shocked cannot take in a lot at a time. So break the news into chunks, making regular checks for understanding. If they are silent, remember this doesn't necessarily mean that they have absorbed or comprehended all that you've said to them. Check again and repeat anything that hasn't been understood. The fourth step is about dealing with the person's concerns. Give the person time to take the news in and to respond. Don't be tempted to fill the silences or to rush ahead with further details. Give them time to voice their concerns before you start giving them practical details. Wait. Wait. Check and listen. Acknowledge the shock. I'm sure you weren't expecting to get this news today. It must be a terrible shock for you. Wait. Let them respond. Repeat the news one last time. It's unlikely they will have grasped everything. So, just for clarity, let me tell you again what we know about this. The fifth and final step is about follow-through. When they're ready, tell them what you have organised for them, what happens next, and what support is available. Even if the news is really bad, leave the person with some hope. You could say something like, there are different options available to help manage your symptoms and help you live your life as fully as possible. We can talk about these more when you've had a chance to take in what I've told you. Just remember, you can never make bad news good, but the way you deliver it can have a huge impact. Finally, don't forget to look after yourself. This was probably quite difficult for you too. Make sure to take a few minutes and to debrief with your colleague. These steps are just a few simple reminders to help you to deliver bad news on the hopefully rare occasions when you have to. You can download a free print copy of these 5 steps from the Irish Hospice Foundation's website. You can also find details there of education and other resources on a range of issues relating to bereavement and end-of-life care.